You guys, can somebody explain to me why the fuck the only men I'm interested in are the ones who are cold, distant? They just give me like a little bit, not near enough. And I want them. And I want them. But then there's so many men that would love to take me out or would love to get to know me. And they show me that. And I just have no interest. Like, why? What is wrong? What is wrong with me? Why am I the way I am?
It's because you're toxic. That's really what it comes down to. It's because most people are attracted. Well, there's multiple different reasons, but most people are attracted to toxicity. And this has kind of been a theme throughout the week that I've been speaking on, and that it's human nature, right? The more that something rejects you, the more that you want it. The more that something is easily available to you, the less you feel like you have to compete for it because it's there. It's the reason why box and the price of box and the value of box continue to go down because it's so easily and readily available. It's the reason why most women are not fighting to stay in their relationship. And it's not that there's another guy that's going to marry you out there. Maybe it's a possibility, but strongly going to be rejected, especially if you have small kids, especially if you're above a certain age, because now you have to compete with a group of women that you didn't know was your competition. And so, because you think that there's a group of guys that's readily available for you, you're less likely to value the thing that you have, and you think that the grass is greener on the other side because it's a scarcity and a duress versus an abundance mindset. And so, what I see happening in society is that people have it reversed, they have it backwards, and they think that there's abundance when there's really scarcity, and they think that there's scarcity when there's really abundance. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I look at the black community, and I'm gonna bring this all the way back down to what she's saying in relationships, if I look at the black community and the fact that they've been programmed, in my opinion, to believe that it's still a system that's holding them back when there's 1,700 new millionaires and a whole bunch of black millionaires in society, which if the system was only letting a few in, and why are there literally thousands and uh, a whole lot of millionaires being made every day as far as black community? Why is it still a scarcity mindset and that you believe it, but when you detach yourself from something, then you see that it's readily available. And then conversely, you see a lot of people thinking that it's greener on the other side when it comes to relationships, not understanding that it's going to be very, very difficult for you to be able to really snag the person that you think wants you when they have a mind too, and they don't necessarily think that you're as valuable as you do. So then you have to compete against a bunch of other people and then a bunch of women that don't even have children. And if we look at the statistics inside of America alone, there's always going to be way more women than there are men. And then you want to include incarceration and then homosexuality and everything else. And it's a false narrative because of what's being promoted to you in the media and on social media and all of these applications and things like that. So nobody is really being realistic, especially women, because women have this euphoric mindset. But what men don't understand, and here's the flip side of that. Here's the good part for men that they really don't understand, that they're not taking advantage of, is that the minute that they show a level of discipline, and you know what I mean by discipline, the minute that they show a level of discipline and the more they say no, the more boxes readily available to them. The more that they spend time being selfish instead of giving everything into people that don't appreciate you, the more valuable you become to society, let alone other women, right? And so when guys realize their value, when they stop subjecting themselves to the worst thing for them at an earlier age, and they start to realize that the more and the older and the better that they get, the more valuable they become, they will stop operating in a duress mindset, holding on to things that's not best for them, or impregnating women that's not going to really be there for them for the duration of their lifetime, or even for the duration of the raising of that child until that child becomes an adult. But when you don't care, she's literally telling you without telling you, because she's trying to understand it, and she don't even really understand her own human nature, her own nature as a woman. When you don't care and you only give them a little bit, and that little bit is really just enough to satisfy you and you keep it moving, is the more that they will start to value you and they will want you versus the readily available guys that's all probably running around acting like she's super valuable. And they're training her, literally, other simps and other guys that's already on her and looking at her valuable. And it's nothing wrong with them doing that because that's the inherent nature of a guy. They want to provide, they want to protect, but they haven't had strong people in their life and good fathers in their life in a lot of instances to really train them and help them to understand the nature of women. And so they running around thinking that women are the prize when women are chasing men that they can't have because men that other women want that they not making themselves available to in most instances, or they only giving a little bit as she described, those become the guys that's the most valuable and they are the prize. So guys don't realize that they are the prize. And this is not even something that you got to debate back and forth with women. You are the prize. Think about it. Guys that's not the prize usually are the ones sending 1,000 DMs. Guys that are the prize in whatever respective fashion that you want to think of. If you want to think of it all encompassing, money, whatever, status, whatever it is that you want to think about. I largely believe that most of the guys that's out here tricking and spending all of the money on these women and taking them to these expensive restaurants are guys that really can't afford to do so. They regular, everyday, middle class guys, and when I say can't afford to do so, it means that they wouldn't do it for themselves, but they would do it for another woman. Whereas a lot of these chicks is out here busting it down for free for guys that they actually love, respect, want to marry them, and they doing it just for the clout. It's the dudes that have clout, have money, have resources that ain't thinking about them that's getting it for free. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of other guys that's getting it for free also, the guy that she likes. So we're not going to completely disclude him. But for the sake of conversation, it's a lot of guys that spend a lot of money. And, obviously it's tricking even if you got it. So we know that too. And so the character of you is supposed to be the same. And that's why I say it's all encompassing. All encompassing, meaning that you have to be great in so many different aspects of your life, and that's why you don't have no time to focus on anybody except for yourself, especially when you're a single man. When you're a single man, you definitely want to focus on you and your purpose instead of trying to hunt for a chick because it come with the game. They come with it. You don't have to chase what's already readily available to you. The more valuable to be you are, the more easy it is for you to be able. Your biggest problem is going to be having to pick and source through the ones that's actually for you and determining whether or not you even want to get married in the first place, right? To make sure you don't have no red flags on your team versus trying to figure out where can I find a wife. When guys come to me and they say, Anton, where can I find a wife? What do you mean? Why are you looking? She's going to make herself available to you when she's going to show herself worthy of your greatness, and you are what you attract. So when you attract a person that's wifely material, then it's going to be easy to spot. But if you got to look for it, then that means you're probably looking for it in all of the wrong places, and you're not putting as much effort and value into yourself and that. But you so busy chasing it, and then she gonna be sitting there talking about, well, I don't really want you. I'm chasing you, chasing her, she chasing him, and he chasing his purpose. That's the hierarchy. You chasing her, she's chasing him, and then him, you get it? He's him, is chasing his purpose. Ain't thinking about that chick. And whenever he want her, just like she described to you, all he got to do is give a little bit and then string her along and ain't even checking for her. She always going to be hitting up his phone, trying to figure out what it is that he doing while you hitting up her phone, and she trying to figure out whether or not she want to even make herself available to you. That's the truth. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Tap into the Anton Daniels Show tonight and teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I'm out.